Hi guys, I'm back again, and today we're going to be working with Christina Welch's Pourage Posse paint again. So these are the links I'm going to include in my description below. Her channel link, her Etsy shop link, and her email. So if you didn't see the last video, it was a basic dirty pour flip cup with 5 of Christina's Pourage Posse paints. Turned out really super pretty, makes really good cells, and with my formula I just mixed it with floetrol and chill distilled water, and I got some really pretty results. She mixes hers with a bit more than that, but of course, you know, her paintings are different than mine. So try both of the formulas with her paint. See what you like better. So what I'm going to do today is, first we're going to move this out of the way. I'm going to tell you what colors we're using. We're using the Moody Blue Shimmer, which is absolutely gorgeous, and the Gold Rush, and then the Chestnut Bronze. So I'm going to get those out of the way. And I have put a tiny drop of silicone in each of the 3 colors. I do not have any silicone in the white. This white is the Artist Loft Flow Acrylic mixed with, of course, some floetrol and some chilled distilled water. So I'm going to, actually I think I'm just going to leave those other paints in there. This is my little flip and drag cup. We're going to do a flip and drag, so we're going to pour white over this canvas here, which is a 6" by 6" ceramic tile. And they look good when they dry, but they look even better when you pour a layer or 2 of resin over them. Oh, the colors just come out. They pop so pretty. So we're going to do this, and then later on I'll pour some resin over it and show you what it looks like when it's all finished with resin. So yeah, we're going to pour white over this. My white is thinner than my paints, just a little bit. And then we're going to add our colors to this little cup and just drag it around and see what we can come up with. Normally I do this off camera, but I figured, well, why not? Sometimes I get questions like, well, how did you, cover that in white paint before you started? Well, this is how I do it. I spread it most of the way around. And then to get a nice flat surface, I tilt it so that it goes off all the edges. I'm going to take my cup and I'm going to tilt it off one side so that we get all the corners. This is actually a little thicker than I normally would do a white, but it'll work. Let's pour a little bit more on there. There we go. I don't want to lose all that white. I like to save as much white as I can, so that's why I'm pouring it into the cup instead of all over the table. There we go, off of that side. Gives you a nice smooth surface to work with. Plus it gets rid of most of your paint because you really don't need a lot of this white. It's just the base coat. But it's just an easier way of getting a nice smooth surface without smearing paint all over everything and taking, 12 years to spread paint over your canvas. I've sat here and watched countless videos where people will show you how to do this, and they'll spend 10 minutes just moving white paint around. And I think that has to get a little tedious. I'm sorry. Okay. There we go. I'm going to set this down, scrape my edges off. And give my hands a quick wipe, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I've got the whole thing covered. We're going to run torch over it just to Get rid of the air bubbles. Sorry about that. And we've got a teeny tiny little cup. So I'm going to mix in silicone real quick into the 3 colors. And then we are going to, a drop at a time, put some paint, well, maybe a few drops at a time, into our little cup here. Remember this cup? This is, I think this came off of some kind of spray bottle or something. It is teeny tiny. You do not, to do a flip and drag, you really don't need much paint. So you just want to drip it in there instead of pouring it in there. That way you can do multiple layers. Because if you pour it, you're going to pour way too much too fast. And your little cup's going to be filled up before you even know it. I haven't done a flip and drag in a long time. But I have done some flip and drags in the past that I thought turned out pretty cool. So hopefully with this new paint, we will see some really cool results. I hope. Got the cup about half full. If you guys want to, feel free to fast forward to when I flip it over on the little tile there. Let's do a little more of this color. And then we'll put some gold in there. A little more. And some more of this blue. This blue is the prettiest blue. Yeah, phthalo blue was my favorite, but this has to be even more my favorite on top of that. I really love this color. It's almost like if you mix Payne's Gray with phthalo blue, you might come up with something like this. Okay. My little cup almost runneth over here. So, we're going to move these out of the way. Got my little cup here. And, oh, let's see. I kind of like to, I don't want to dump it in the center because then you've pretty much, you have to spread it out and you've pretty much gotten rid of all your negative white space. The whole point of flip and drags is to have white negative space left over. So, I'm going to flip it over right there. And you kind of have to lift your little cup up just a teeny tiny bit. I'm sorry if you can't see it. So that the suction kind of lets loose of your paint. And it flows sort of under your white paint there. There we go. And you end up with probably still half of your paint left in there. So, you can always go over it again, or you can let it be. I kind of want to go a little bit more around there. Which can be a mistake, but you never know till you try it. Okay. So, we're going to set that off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and torch and then let's put a little more white on there, on this corner here, because it looks like it, I don't know if I set my hand in it or just shoved it off or what, but this will also help it move off of the tile. Okay. Now I'm going to take my little cups out from under there. Well, no, I'll leave them. We've got some pretty cells going on. I don't want to move it too much. We just want to get it to where it's going off of the sides or off the top. Let's move it back this way. We're going to dump it off of this side. There we go. Okay. I think we may get a straw and kind of blow on the edges too. I've done that. I don't have my little a little, what is it called? A little makeup thingy doodle. Little air gun. I don't have it out here. I don't have enough outlets for it anyway. So we may have to take like a straw and kind of blow some of these edges. If I can find a straw. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it. It looks kind of boring right now, but we may be able to do something with it if I can find a straw. So I'm going to pause this and we'll be right back. Okay, so all I could find was these teeny tiny little straws, so I put two of them together so that my head doesn't get in the way. And we're just going to blow out the edges. And hopefully I'm not going to get dizzy because trying to blow through these tiny little straws is already making me dizzy. Let's turn it so we have an easier time. This may not be the prettiest FlipNDrag, but the colors together are super pretty. I think anyway. I usually do really sort of darker colors. So, I didn't mean darker, I meant brighter. So having these darker colors is fun to work with. I'm seeing like a little dragon here. We just keep turning. Okay, we're almost there. I'm sure some of you are like, stop blowing, it's fine. But, we don't always see what you guys are seeing, while we're, blowing away and over here. So, I'm sorry if y'all were yelling at me. Sorry, that little corner was bothering me for some reason. There we go. Okay, I think that's pretty done. I kind of like that. It just would be just like what I like to call desk art. Just something pretty, covered in resin, set on your desktop, or the corner of like a bookshelf, you know, something small. So I'm going to run over it with the torch real quick one more time, just to get rid of air bubbles. And I see we've got some little dots right in there from just blowing the paint. So we're just going to grab those and wipe them off there. And there we go. Okay, here is a close-up. Look at the colors. Look at the shimmer. I love working on these little tiles. For one, they make a really cheap canvas because obviously, you know, it's less than $1. And if you totally mess up, you just wash it off and you're ready to go. Look at all the pretty colors. Ooh, they're so pretty. Everything's just sort of iridescent all over the place. Wow, that is just super pretty. I'm sorry for the glare. Alright guys, well, there is your pretty for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I absolutely love this color palette together. I hope you guys like it. It's a little different, like I said, definitely different from the last one. Last one was all these bright, pretty colors, and this is more earth tones. And when it dries, I usually wait about a week to let these dry. And then I will coat it in resin, and then I will show you how pretty it looks. You usually have to do 2 coats of resin because no matter what you do, the first coat of resin always has dust particles in it. So I've discovered if you put just the bare amount of resin on it to begin with, instead of doing a pour and having it go off, just the bare amount of resin, and move it around with your hands, get it all covered, and let that cure, and then do a second coat as an actual pour. You're not wasting as much resin. Or, I hate to say waste, because you're not really wasting it, but you're not using quite as much resin. So, yeah, I'll show you this when it's all coated in resin. And there we go. I want to thank you guys for watching. Again, check out Christina Welch. Check out her channel. And let me know what you guys think of it. And order some of these paints. They're gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. All right. Thank you for supporting my channel. I love you all. Stay safe and happy and healthy wherever you're on the planet. See you later. Bye.